Arch Gaming Network is proud to bring you this flash review. Now here's your host, Sean Smith.
Hello and thank you for stopping by. Today we're going to be taking a look at Bang, the dice game, which was designed by Michael Palm and Lucas Zach and published by DV Games. Bang the Dice game is a party-style game for 3 to 8 players, and it involves some, and you're not going to believe this, dice rolling.
What?
It also has some pressure luck. It has some social deduction, some variable powers, and some take that. It has a little mixture of all of those types of things. In Bang the Dice game, players will be taking on a role as either the sheriff, or an outlaw, or a deputy, or a renegade, and depending on your role, that will determine how you win the game. Players are going to be trying to figure out who each one is, trying to make eliminations so that they can win the game. So, is this game banging? Well, let's take a look at the game, and I'll let you know my thoughts in just a moment. Okay, to set up Bang the Dice game, you're going to put these bullet tokens in the center of the table. They either have 1 or 3 bullets on them. You have 9 arrows that you're going to place. And then in a 4-player game, you're going to play with a sheriff, 2 outlaws, and 1 renegade. You're going to grab those, shuffle them, hand them to each player, and then the sheriff will reveal his card. The other players, of course, are going to look at their roll, but they're going to keep that secret. You're going to have these 5 dice that you'll just put near the sheriff. You have these cheat sheet cards. You can give 1 to each player. And then you have these special roll cards, okay? And they come with all kinds of different abilities. Pedro Ramirez, his has each time you lose a life point, you may discard 1 of your arrows. You may make 1 extra reroll, and so on and so forth. So you're going to shuffle those up, and then each player is going to get 1. And then you're going to read that special ability out loud. Now, based on the number that you have in the upper right corner here, that's how many life points that you're going to start the game with. Now, as the sheriff, they get 8, plus you get 2 for being the sheriff, for a total of 10 life points. And Lucky Duke over here is going to get 8. You have 8 over here and 7 over here. Now the object of the game is different depending on what your role is. And also, we're playing a 4-player game, but if you were playing with a higher count, there are also deputies that can be included in the game as well. So if you are the sheriff, the way that you win the game is that you must eliminate all outlaws and the renegade or renegades, depending on how many players you have. The outlaws must eliminate the sheriff. Deputies must help protect the sheriff. And the renegade must be the last character in play. The renegade has to make sure that the sheriff stays alive long enough for the 2 outlaws to get eliminated, and then the renegade must take out the sheriff. Because if the outlaws take out the sheriff and the renegade is still left in the game, the renegade and of course the sheriff have lost. Now, when you run out of these life tokens, you are eliminated from the game. So on your turn, you're going to roll all of the dice. You can then keep some or all, or re-roll some or all of the dice. Now, a special note is that dynamite cannot be re-rolled unless you have a special ability that allows you to do so. So you get 3 rolls total. After you roll the dice and you keep some, you can re-roll the remaining. And then on your 3rd roll, you can choose any of the dice that you want to re-roll again, even those that you kept on the first go around. Alright, so what do these dice do and how do you use them? Well, this one is the Gatling gun. If you roll 3 of these, you get to fire the Gatling gun and all other players will lose a life point. This beer stein allows you to gift a life point to any player, including yourself. This says that you can target one person to your left or your right And when I mean one person, I mean they have to be one spot to your left or to your right. The 2 means that you can target someone exactly 2 spaces to your left or to your right. It doesn't mean that you can attack 2 different players. You have the arrow. Well, if you roll this, you must immediately take an arrow from the pile and place it in front of you. You can re-roll the arrow, but you still must resolve it before re-rolling. Once this pile of 9 arrows runs out, for every arrow that you have in front of you, you will lose that many life points, and then all the arrows will go back to the center. Finally, you have the dynamite. If you roll 3 of these, the dynamite explodes and you lose a life point. And remember, when you roll this, you cannot re-roll it unless you have a special ability that says that you can. So play will continue clockwise around the table, rolling the dice, taking and losing life points, gaining arrows, all the while trying to figure out what each roll is at the table. Of course, once you run out of life points, your character is out of the game. And as I said before, depending on your role, that will determine the victory condition. Sheriff must kill the outlaws and renegades. Outlaws must kill the sheriff. Deputy has to keep the sheriff safe, and the renegade has to be the last person standing. However that turns out will determine the winner or winners, and that is how you play Bang the Dice game. Okay, so Bang the Dice game does a lot of things well. It is a fun party game with a clever dice rolling mechanic. The components in the game are good. The variable powers that you can have are interesting. The artwork is nice. The components for the bullets and the arrows are okay. I think that the dice, though, are really nice. They've done a really good job with these. As far as the gameplay, I think it plays really well. And for me, it really hits on a lot of things that I like, even if they just play kind of a small part in it, whether it's the dice rolling, which of course is the main mechanic in it, but there's some pressure luck, there's the social deduction aspect of it, there's some bluffing. So I really enjoy the game. It is quick to teach and it plays fairly quickly. There is one issue with the game, and that's player elimination. Once you get eliminated from the game, you're out until the game ends. Now, I understand that there is an expansion. I think it's called Old Time Saloon or something saloon in it. I don't have it. I haven't played it. But apparently that addresses the player elimination problem in the game. But other than that, I believe the gameplay is really strong. It's a fun game. Being a party style game really works well the more people that you have. So for me, I give this game a 7 out of 10. If you like this video, please leave a like below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Check out other great videos. And once again, I thank you for stopping by.
This Flash Review was brought to you by the Arch Gaming Network. Check us out on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook.